Scott Reed.
All right, give it up for Rich, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? I want everybody to feel comfortable, so I'd like to talk to you about the election. How do you feel about the election? Me, personally, I'm against it. But that's just me. It's a personal choice. Trump was where I lived recently, and the whole town was up in arms, you know, the right, they were pissed, the left, they were offended. I was just like, is there going to be food trucks there? Because I could really go for an Italian sausage right about now. Somebody said, how can you think about food? They're killing babies, for God's sakes. And I was like, veal parmesan. Some lamb chops, maybe? I don't know. Halloween's going to be coming out before too long. I know I like to think back to that first Halloween when the witches fed the Puritans candy corn and saved them through the winter. I've been hearing this term, California sober, a lot, you know, where you just drink and smoke weed. Well, when somebody says that, I like to say, I'm Pennsylvania sober, so it's just icy light and fentanyl for me. None of the hard stuff, none of the hard stuff. I've been watching this old movie, National Treasure, a lot. You guys remember that movie, Nick Cage, Declaration of Independence? I'd like to see if they update it. They just cut to the trailer, Nick Cage is like, Epstein's list with a Playfair cipher. There's a map on the back. Leads you to Diddy's lair. As you can tell, as you probably can tell, I do love food. Food, it infiltrates a lot of areas of my life that you wouldn't expect. For example, food is my memory palace, so it's how I remember every event. My wife will be like, do you remember the night that we got engaged? Of course I do. You had the Alfredo, I had the crab cakes. She'll be like, do you remember my Aunt Claire? Didn't we go to a party for her? They had like delicious ham salad sandwiches and like a meat tray. And she's like, that was her funeral. Hey, well, I may forget a face, but I never forget a sandwich. That's for damn sure. It infiltrates the names that I call my wife. Pumpkin, honey bun, blueberry, after the cereal. Sugar pie. First off, who's the psychos that are eating sugar pie? Like, what is that? Because I've never been to Thanksgiving where I'm like, we got all the cake, we got all the pies, we got cherry, we got pumpkin, and sugar. Jesus used parables to teach life lessons. I use food analogies. For example, I'll be at my job and I'll be like, work is a lot like life, and life is like a bucket of KFC. It's really only good if you're drunk or high. Speaking of Jesus, we're going to try this one out here. I had a lady ask me recently, she said, what does your Jesus look like? I like to picture my Jesus like an older Sam Elliott with gray wavy hair and a mustache. I said, I like to picture my Jesus as Cat Williams. with like a pimp coat on, he's got a turn.
They coming for me, disciples. I done seen them talking shit. Judas is sitting right motherfucking there, and he knows he done snitched on me.
I learned an important life lesson at work this week. So I got a promotion at my job. And they were like, you gotta put one of these cutesy motivational quotes at the end of your work email. So I just Googled motivational quotes, and the one that I chose, it said, if you compare yourself to others, you only insult yourself. Turns out that was Hitler. I tried to roll with it. I was like, listen, he's arguably the greatest motivational speaker that's ever lived. Tony Robbins ain't got shit more than Hitler, okay? Didn't work. I like to think if Hitler were alive today, he'd be on TikTok and making videos. He'd be like, hey fam, I wasn't going to get political, but I just want to dance, but first I want to show you this massager. I almost worked at a Dollar General once, but I learned that I didn't possess one vital skill. During the interview process, the lady asked me, she said, what would you do if you caught someone stealing? Stop them? I don't know. She says, no. You want to give them the look. You want to sneak up on them, hide behind their arm, give them the side eye, let them know that you know what they're up to. And then you want to make them feel guilty and putting the stuff back. And I said, listen, lady, as a 6'2" black woman, you may be able to eye guilt people when they're not committing crimes, but I look like a guy that just housed one of those big tubs of party mix. I do not possess that skill, okay? My parents were nudists growing up, and yeah, that was fun. Well, my stepdad and my mom. And that was fun explaining to my friends when they come over, because my mom also had a saying, if God didn't want hair there, he wouldn't have put it there. And yeah, okay, you get the idea. My mom's walking around the house buck-ass naked looking like Burt Reynolds. And I'm just like, okay. They took us to a nudist camp one time, and they were like, there's only one rule. You gotta be naked to get in the pool. I was like, well, I'm not getting in the pool then. I was 10. I'm not getting in the fucking pool. Get out of here. You gotta be naked to get in the pool. I'm not getting in the pool. So I went fishing, caught this bullfrog, hear this noise behind me. I turn around, it's just two 80-year-old guys, balls flapping in the wind, nothing on but flip-flops and life alert bracelets. And they're like, balls hitting the ground. And they're just like, what are you doing there? I was like, I don't need any help, guys, thanks. I would see him again later. I got bored, I went up, my mom's like, you gotta be naked to get in the pool. I'm not getting in the pool. You gotta be naked to get in the pool. I'm not getting in the pool. So I'm in the pool. And I was like, I'm gonna do cannonball into the pool. So I get out, get ready, cannonball. I'm running. Go to jump in. I don't know if it was a bee, if it was a hornet. It could have been a bullet at that point for the pain that I felt. Because it stuck me right on the tip of my tiny 10-year-old penis. And I hit the water, bam. I get out, I'm laying on the side of the pool, surrounded by 80-year-old naked people. I look up, I see these old familiar balls. And it's those other guys I was fishing with that I ran into while I was fishing earlier. He said, I bet you wish you were still fishing, huh? But I did get back at my mom for that. As soon as I got home, I was like, I called my dad and I was like, you're never going to believe where mom and Nora took us. And we never went back there again. So that's my time. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good one.
Hell yeah, who's Burt Reynolds? I don't have a TV.